Bienvenidos al Mister Franquicia Podcast, el podcast en español número 1 en el mundo maravilloso de las franquicias, conducido por su servidor Rafael Álvarez. Estamos en vivo desde el piso 85 del One World Trade Center desde la ciudad de Nueva York. Así que prepárese, el programa va a comenzar. Saludos, greetings. Buenas. Estamos en vivo en el Mister Franquicia Podcast. This is the Mister Franquicia Podcast. We are live from the 85th floor of the One World Trade Center. Today we have special guests. We have a veteran, I would say a veteran in the franchising industry already. He has a few years already on his belt. Let me introduce to you guys Brad Fluke. He is the founder and CEO of the Honeydew franchise group, a franchise company focusing on home improvement and taking care of, repairs in the house, becoming a handyman, and a few other things. So we have Brad, who is now, he's been already about 8 years in the franchising industry, and he'll be talking to us about the his franchise business model, which is very interesting. Obviously, we're gonna be able to see and connect, see the Latino connections with his industry, which is very interesting in a way, because I noticed that as a Latino, I know that for Latino, it's kind of natural for us to become or be a handy person. We like to work a lot and repair things and do things in many different ways. So I'm sure that this franchise business model will be very interesting and something that will appeal to the Latino community. So without no further ado, let me introduce to you Brad Fluke, CEO and founder of the Honeydew franchise. My friend, how are you?
I am very well today. Thank you for that introduction, Rafael. Good to see you today. Look forward to talking all about the home improvement service industry.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. When I saw your business model, I said, wow, this is very interesting. I noticed that by nature, I guess Latinos and a lot of people in general, they like to they're like handymen. They're handyman and handy woman, a lot of handy women also. But I want to really people to see how they can, tap into the industry by becoming a franchisee of your brand and be able to learn. And we're going to learn more about your brand and what you do and what's your secret sauce, how do you do it, and how easy or hard or difficult it was for you to create this franchise. Para nuestros seguidores, la gente que nos sigue en español, vamos a hacer este en inglés, pero pueden seguir las plataformas y van a poder encontrar la versión en español. De todas maneras, queremos que el mensaje llegue a todo para que Brad pueda, vamos a hacerlo en inglés, ¿ok? We're going to do this in English this time. So follow, the one that wants to really listen to this in Spanish, you could find it in any of our podcast platform or our YouTube also. We'll have it in both English and Spanish. But for now, Brad, what do you tell us about you? Where were you born? Where you from? Where you grew up?
Well, I was born in Riverside, California. Spent a very good part of my life in the West Coast in California. I grew up kind of in the trades as I, excuse me, as I had the opportunity to become a man. I found a lot of satisfaction in working in the plumbing, the electrical, the carpentry, things where I could use my hands and get paid well and support my family. So I really was a guy that came from the trenches and learned all about building things. And it is so satisfying as an individual. I was also very fortunate to take that West Coast career and bounce around the United States and chase some big jobs. But I also found it was something I didn't really want to do. I wanted to stay at home and be a good dad. So that's when I made the transition to move to Tennessee and start the brand, the Honeydew service. I took all that experience and started out as a local contractor building stuff. And from
So
there,
I'm sorry. You grew up in California. When did you move to Tennessee? Or
Moved to Tennessee in 2020, so 21 years ago now.
okay, wow, 21 years ago. And you have any education? How do you any schooling?
I went to your regular school, got all the way up through high school, and then I took some technical school and got my feet wet in learning about the different trades. And then I was fortunate enough to go through an apprenticeship program with a union entity. So I was able to graduate through that, become a tradesman, and that was in the skill of ironworking.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. So, hey, I always say that in general, I mean, some of us might get a college degree, other might not necessarily will get it. But the reality is that there are a lot of way that you can be successful in life, and it's all about. I mean, I know a lot of people that they have taken, union jobs. They have taken some technical, schools and they classes, and they have become good in what they do. Could be like a lot of carpenters that I know that they are very knowledgeable about the field, and they make good money. I mean, that's the reality. So you moved from California to Tennessee. I mean, are you married? You have family? I mean, how your dad got involved in the business? Tell us more about that.
Yeah, from the family side, married, and I've been fortunate enough to raise a beautiful family, some boys and girls. That whole family entity is a lot of the reasons why I moved back to Tennessee. My dad had retired, and he had started a small company called Tom's Honeydew Service. And I really just wanted to move to be home, be closer to my mom and dad, my relatives, and to have an environment that was comfortable in finishing raising my family. And that's kind of what spawned it that when I moved here, didn't really have a job. I had a moment to make a decision of what career did I want to choose. And all I really knew was construction, and I found I was good at it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And I'm really I like people. And so from the construction and enjoying people is how the service industry in my life kind of merged together.
Well, those are great ingredients. I mean, definitely you look like you are like a people's person. By being a people person, obviously, if you have some skill like you have in constructions, becoming being a handyman, I'm sure that you always gonna have a job and connecting with people, networking, and so on and so forth. So when you really started, I guess doing the business, you decided to open up. When do you open up your first business? Your first business when
Well,
you started really establishing a legitimate business and you say, you know what, i I think I'm pretty good on this. Let me establish a business and go for it.
Well, almost immediately when I moved to Tennessee, Dad had a great idea, Tom's Honeydew Service, and I knew I was good at that, and he helped me kind of spawn the entrepreneurship in me. And so within the first couple of weeks of moving here, and it really started from knocking on doors. My parents had some friends, and I introduced myself that, hey, I'm here to do handyman work, this, that, and the other, and recognized that it really was not anybody fulfilling that odd job, medium to small size jobs in a professional way. So I kind of attacked that out of a necessity of life. And I realized all of a sudden I had 5, 6 guys working for me. And within the first year, we were 20 men strong. And I realized I had touched a niche of my life experience that had a whole lot of room for success,
Right.
gratitude, and no one was really conquering that section.
Very interesting, very interesting. So you started, getting bigger and bigger and bigger, hire more and more people, more jobs opportunity came across. And when did you figure it out and decided to take the business to the next level? Because I mean, you start getting so much involved in the business that you suddenly the business kind of go out of control when it grow at a point that you can no longer handle it. When you felt like it was time for you to make a move and take the business to another
Well,
level?
very fortunate. Some people say you're lucky. I say you create your luck. You must be available to grow in your mind, and you must be available to walk through the opportunities that come your way. And I think that's part of entrepreneurship. We had grown our business, had about seventh year in, very successful, well known in our community. And I went on vacation to Las Vegas, and there happened to be a convention going on about the idea of franchising, our
Franchise.
IFA franchise annual convention. So I walk in there, I learn, I listen, I say, wow, I'm looking at what I've built and it's pretty darn good. And we've got a secret sauce. What a great time that I've now grown from a handyman into running a full-fledged business. Why not share that with other people and be partners on a much larger scale in the world of franchising?
Well, that is what franchising is really all about, believe it or not. I know in my community, traditionally, when people achieve a success, Brad, believe it or not, successful people sometimes they kind of are close-minded. They don't want to share with others what they have already learned and the success that they have already achieved, and they rather die with that knowledge than share it with others. When you get involved in a franchising system, it is really the opposite because it's like you want to share with others. You want to really teach other what you know because you know that there are some rewards by doing that. So the more people learn what you do, obviously the more you benefit. So basically by coincidence, it was nothing like somebody kind of told you read, or it was just by coincidence you happen to be in Vegas. I mean, being this is what I call being at the right time at the right place, right? The right place at the right time. That's what happened for you to you.
And you got to be willing to recognize those moments. We all get those moments in our life, and we've got to be willing to recognize this is a moment that can change my life that I would be good at. It all comes with the risk at the end of the day, but good quality calculative risk will help you grow into whoever you choose to become.
So how do you go about it, setting up your franchise system and getting things really established to be able to have an FDD and have all the bells and whistles in place so you can really start selling
Well,
franchises? How you went about it?
ironically, that very first step when I consciously made the decision, if this is something I really think I can be good at and share the knowledge that we have, there is a legal process that took us about a year. And we really had to stop and look at our brand and look at our systems and be able to document every one of those systems in a way and that it was now becoming a training manual. So how do I take everything I know and share it with multiple people at different stages in that flow? So it took us about a year, create all of our operations manual, our marketing manual, our sales manuals, our workers' comp manuals, all of the tools that we knew someone would use to be successful. Then we had to work with a lawyer and understand the legalities of franchising and make sure we stay within those guidelines, because this is a marriage in a lot of ways with no opportunity for a divorce. So take your time, make a quality choice, and live up to your expectations together, and you can both grow.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to establish a franchise at the beginning is very intimidating because you have no clue, or perhaps what you thought that franchising was all about. Then you recognize or realize, oh, wait a minute, it's not the same. Well, what do you mean that I have to have an operation manual, that I have to create a training manual, that I have to do all of this stuff? I mean, what is this? But I'm glad that you were able to do that. I'm showing now your website for our followers, the people that are able to watch on video. They can see the Honeydew Franchise Group website. And let me ask you now more about the franchising, the FDD. When your company became officially a franchise system? When do you receive the FDD was approved? When was that?
I think it was '06, '07 in that time frame.
Oh, 6 or 7. Okay. So you have been franchising, should I say, for the last what 14? No, let me see, 10, 4, 10, like what, 16 years, 14 years? How long you been doing it?
Not that. Yeah, '06, '07, and now it's 22. So yeah, the path of growth and learning and sharing together. And we have actually chose a slower growth pattern on purpose. I learned right away when I looked close at who we are, we're not a good fit for just anybody. We are not a McDonald's where you throw a hamburger on a bun and it's a restaurant style. The home improvement industry is right for certain people. And we've taken the time to qualify and partner with people that are as passionate about it as we are. And that's allowed us to grow here in the Southeast with quality over quantity. it is most important that every one of our franchises are successful. So when someone joins our team, it's not a McDonald's. It is a whole system that allows you every avenue of your business, from marketing to sales to managing people. And right now, the industry, and not so much franchising industry, but more the construction industry, maybe all businesses, help wanted is the number one challenge in our whole United States. So we have a huge priority of helping our franchises recognize who makes a good owner or a good worker, how to be the best boss you can be to someone, and you will attract the best employees and build a business.
So you provide the training 100% for franchisees. When people buy one of your franchise, you do the training. What else you provide to the franchisees?
Well, through the training, they will really understand the full breadth of everything that they have access to. So the training is really about building relationship, knowing who to call on what subject. Really, it starts with marketing. Understanding that as a business owner, marketing must be looked at with a return on your investment. So right from the foundation of learning the marketing for your business, you learn the financial impact, where to advertise, what's a good budget, how to manage that, what the expectation of that budget should lend you, and how many leads, quality leads, who's your client. So it starts right there with marketing. Then the phone rings. Now you need the operations behind a business to manage your client. That now goes into our FSM, a field service management technology platform that will manage your client and all their jobs for the life of that client within all your teammates. From there, we're also making sure you understand the legalities of being in business, general liability, workers' comp, all the right insurances, help train and teach you with the hiring process. There's all kinds of good stuff, but every
And
element.
yeah, and what kind of services specifically you guys provide? I'm just general repairs, or what? Can you just tell us the most common or the number one service that you guys provide or client call for, or what? Are you do it all?
Yeah, we're kind of a small, we do it all. And that is our goal. We know there's a ton of handyman that are one guy in a truck out there helping a homeowner with their projects. And then there's all these contractors that are big old companies and they want to remodel your whole house. We want to fall right between those two. Our owners will get their general contractor's license in the state that they work in. So they are a general contractor targeting $1,500 to $3,000 jobs. Those could be a partial remodel, maybe change out 3 or 4 windows, patch a leak on a roof, change a sink. Our average job is about $1,500. So nobody knows how to do all of that. There's no one person that's good at everything. So part of our business system is to help the owner fulfill all those tradesmen within a small family and send them out to the homeowner through the sales process, production process, and then managing the business.
And what is your best candidate for to be a franchisee of the Honeydew franchise system? What is your best, I guess, candidate? Meaning, are you looking for someone that has been a carpenter per se, or someone that has been in the industry, or anyone, or people can join in your franchise even though they never done construction, let's say?
No, we are not for just anybody. I'll be the first to admit, the guy or girl, I have about a third of our owners are women.
Good
The
to know.
person that makes the best fit comes within their soul of recognizing the service industry is about making homeowners happy. You have got to recognize that already and have some experience in the service industry and be passionate about that. It's not just a job, it's a career, it's your business. From there, the second thing we're looking for is someone that has experience in construction of some level, enough that they qualify by the state they work in to take their contractor's license. So that could be from leadership, that could be college, that could be hands-on as a job that you might have had. But whatever state you're in, you must qualify to take that test. And we walk you through that process. The third thing we're really looking for, someone that has that leadership and that self-motivation, that they are an entrepreneur. It's not for everybody. You will be held accountable only to yourself. And you got to be the kind of person that is okay with that. And then the last qualification, you need to have enough money to be comfortable starting your business, which is not a lot. You're not a millionaire, but there is a certain investment you must make.
That's a great segue to get into the money. How much money, how much it costs to buy one of your franchise system? How much money you need to have in order for you to open up one of your franchises?
I think, again, that's one of the beauties of the franchising industry. Most franchises are set up that the upfront costs are going to be low compared to the relationship you're going to get over time, because franchising is about the residual, the royalties. But our upfront costs are a franchise fee of $29,000. Now, that doesn't cover your cost. You will still need a desk, chair, telephone, a computer, but these are the assets you'll own. Your all-in cost, including our franchise fee and everything that gets you started, is about $100,000.
It's about
What you
100.
already own.
Fair, fair. And do you require an office space, or you can run it from home, or how?
We are a storefront business. We're not a retail storefront. The volume of work we do, if you ran it from home, you would have no separation in your life and you would not enjoy your life. We are a high volume business. And that's the biggest reason we're a storefront. We're not in a Walmart parking lot. We are around the corner where we have a hub. It really allows you to be a member of your community. And when you ask a homeowner, I'm going to need a deposit to schedule this work, they know you're a concrete member of the community you're working in. So
That is fantastic. So basically, you don't. I mean, I will agree with you by having all of these locations or brick and mortar, stores. You have a presence in the community. People can find or see the branding. You are creating more awareness, and it's a win-win for the brand and all the franchisees. So you need about $100,000. You require to have a truck. I mean, some kind of truck, van, or
yes,
or
within that 100,000, that same 100,000,
yeah.
you will end up using part of that as a down payment on several vehicles. Your largest investment is going to be your fleet of vehicles. We are in the service industry. Typically, they're going to be a bunch of vans running around town, got a nice logoed wrap on it. Your men show up in a uniform and they got a little ID and very professional in our space. So that's your biggest investment, are the vehicles right there.
Do you have the van here in the website so I could check it out? I mean, a picture of it?
I don't have a van on that particular website. This website here that we're looking at, which is yourhoneydew.com, really talks about owning a franchise in the service industry. I do have another website that we will supply to all of our franchise owners, and that's where they're getting their marketing leads. That website is honeydewservice.com. There's some pictures there of the van and what it looks like and our craftsmen and who we are. Yeah,
honeydewservice.com. There you go.
Now, this website is owned by our franchisees. It's owned in the fact that this is their marketing message into their community, and they get this and for their business at no additional cost. It's just part of what happens.
So this is like the franchisee, I guess, website. Each franchisee has their own.
And let me take you to a local franchise. If you enter right there the zip code, and use my zip code, 37620.
37620.
And that's going to take you to whatever, as the consumer, whatever the local franchise is. This one here will take us to our hometown where we're based out of, which is Bristol, Tennessee. And here is what each franchise will have multiple pages that feels like they own this whole website. Homeowners can get a free estimate through the website, learn more about the skills that you bring to the community, all the services that you offer, from painting to remodeling to plumbing, handyman, drywall. You asked me a question a moment ago, what do we do the most of? Ironically, drywall. And we've always debated why we don't get a lot of phone calls for drywall. But drywall is involved with so many different repairs. So some of the reporting that our owners get is the profits of their jobs, their payroll, and this whole series of reports. But what type of work is profitable for them? And every honeydew is about being in the business of home improvement.
Fantastic, fantastic. I see all the different services. I'm able to see, I'm showing some pictures of some of the projects that your franchisees have done, which is looking great.
Amazing talent.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. Very, very interesting. I wanted to go back to the cost because I saw in the other website here. Let me go back here.
Mhm.
So here you have your franchising fees. What is this territory fees? 19,000. Let me make this
So
up.
part of that overall 100, this is part of that. There is a territory fee as a franchise of the Honeydew service. Part of the agreement is you're going to be guaranteed a territory than no one else. So you are buying the right to that area, and that's what the territory fee is. And that is 19,000. You will also go through a full formal training. The training fee is 5,000. That full training is partly remote and partly right here in Bristol, Tennessee. We have a training facility here that teaches you all the tools that you will be using, and you will get a chance to ride along with a local franchise and go out and watch these tools in place, from meeting a homeowner, answering the phone, to going to their house, giving them a quote, completing the job, collecting the materials, hauling the trash off. But you'll get to see and touch all of that while you're here in training.
I'm assuming that you have some kind of technology platform to be able to generate a quote and then collect the payment, et cetera, right?
Absolutely. We have a full service field service management program. We call it Tom's Toolbox. That program not only helps you build the quote, but it allows you to build your material list and forward it on over to your vendor so that your materials are ready before you get there. Your client can view it, email it, text it, sign on your tablet. And then it also leads into all the bookkeeping and the management of your business. So all of your data is tied through one platform.
I see that the minimum or the investment, total investment, is between 85 and 122. I
Yep.
see that you have a vehicle wrap. You have the cost of a vehicle. Now, when you says vehicle between 1,500 and 4,500, this is what, a lease or what is this?
This
Or
is
the
for a
per-
down payment on buying a vehicle.
on buying a vehicle. So it's a used vehicle. It's not a brand new.
No reason to go buy a brand new vehicle on day one. We want to teach our franchisees to live within their means, invest in themselves, grow to that brand new vehicle from the profits. But you can get started so much wiser.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, I see it happen. And based on your experience, how long does it take for some of your franchisees? I know that everybody's different because there is not a one formula that one fix all. So how long does it take for people to recoup their investment?
Our business plan is set to have a return on that initial investment. 12 to 18 months is our expectation together.
Yeah, a
Year,
year and a
year and a
half.
half.
Yeah, that's not bad, man. That's not bad. Well, I mean, the reality is, all of these type of services that you guys provide as a handyman. I mean, people always are. I mean, I'm a homeowner, and there is always something to fix in my house. It's like a not end, man. I don't know if that happens to you, but there is always something to fix. I mean, you fix one thing, then another thing it breaks, and it's always something that is breaking in the house. So I
Well,
imagine.
yeah, the industry before COVID was a $350 billion industry. And since COVID, we have found a 50% increase in our industry. And COVID has been an eye opener to who we are as handyman and home service improvement. Right away, we were deemed essential. People need things done at their house and it must be done. It's not going away. But COVID also did something else for us. Here's a brand. It helped us recognize social distancing, consumers' attitudes. We were very against giving you a phone estimate, but we've learned through technology, we can give you a phone estimate now. We will talk our homeowner and say, if you have a smartphone, flip your camera on. Let me look at that with you. Now, it's amazing what that did for us, though. We served our client, and they are number one, that they are happy. But we also enhanced our business so we could do 15 quotes a day instead of 5.
Of course, technology.
It was
Everything now
amazing.
is Zoom, right? Yeah, it's amazing. So you can do like how do you call that? A Zoom type of, I guess, technology, or what's the name? The one in the iPhone that you can see the camera, the no, Snapchat.
Oh, there's all kinds of them you can go to. But honestly, in today's world, you just turn your video on your phone. You
That's
really
it.
don't even have to have a platform. You just turn your video on your phone, and you can walk through. You can build a relationship with that homeowner. We can all talk, but when you see someone, you really bond as a relationship. And that's what service industry is about, building those relationships, and you're proud of what you do. I so miss being the handyman. The biggest thing I miss about what got us here today is all the hugs that I got from people. Thank you, Brad. Oh, that's awesome. What could I do without you? I mean, what a wonderful feeling now. Now we've
Yes.
grown to where I get that from my franchise owners as I train and teach them to get my hugs. But my pleasure to see the hugs.
Now, royalties. That's always good to know. I'm sure that a lot of people will definitely would like to know, what are your royalties. So, how much
Absolutely.
royalties and marketing?
Yeah, absolutely. There's 2 ongoing fees. And again, it's what franchising is, a good model of business to share your knowledge and keep the cost down on the front side. But there is a residual on the long-term relationship. Our franchise agreement is good for 10 years, and it does not have a renewal fee, and a good for another 10 years. And during that 10 years, you pay a 6% of your gross income as a royalty. And that's what really supplies all your coaches, all your tools, your software, your programs, 6%. So a lot of places that's less than sales tax. We also have a marketing fund. That marketing fund is 2% of your gross revenue. So both of them together are 8, 6 and 2. That marketing fund is monies that is coming collectively through all the franchisees and being respent on their marketing. So it's basically you're purchasing your marketing through the marketing fund and handing it to an expert so you don't have to deal with it.
Well, obviously, this 67.1% caught my attention. I'm sure they will do the same thing to anyone that is browsing through the website. But 67.1%, what is it, return on the investment? So this is
Awesome.
the average gross margin per honeydew service in 2020.
So
It's-
love talking about the numbers because business is about the numbers. We were talking about what it costs, the royalties and the marketing fund. But
Yeah.
right here, we're talking about what numbers should you expect. This is in our FDD, our franchise disclosure document, under item 19, which
Correct.
had to have been approved to be able to share with anyone. 67.1% gross margin on our clients every day. Absolutely phenomenal. What's driving that number is an efficiency of a program that allows you to make money at what we do. You still got to be competitive, but if you are better than your competition, you will make more money than your competition.
Wow. That is fantastic. Fantastic. I can see great return on investment, and really now the future of now, I wanted to ask you about how many locations do you guys have, and where are you growing? Which city, which state? Where are most of the locations located?
Absolutely. We are heavily in the southeast. We have one lone franchise, Mr. Jason, out in Texas. But the rest of us are all in the southeast. So from Kentucky and South Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, that is the footprint that we want to continue to grow, is in the southeast. We found very comfortable. There's 20 locations, and that's where we're looking for our growth. So the southeast.
Well, I can see that this is a good fit for any of my familia Latina. If you guys are looking for an opportunity, this is a good one. This is a great one. I mean, we are handy man, handy woman by nature. I mean, we always are fixing things at home and repairing this and fixing this, fixing that. So might as well make money with that knowledge. If you already have passion for that particular services, so might as well really capitalize on it. I mean, I've seen a lot of Latinos that they are that's what they love. They have passion for really fixing and repairing things. So if you're looking for an opportunity, I mean, this is what it is. So any Brad, any financial, any helping assistant, people that wants to buy a franchise and they don't have all the money, how do you handle that?
Yes. Um, the number one resource is going to be the SBA lending programs. They're probably your smartest decision. They're not available to just everybody. There is some criteria. There are multiple vendors that we have that will help someone put part of the package together. You need to show, like any good investment, probably a 20% liquid capital. But from there, we have many vendors that fit all of our relationships that will help finance the business.
That's good to know. Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. That should be the first choice. But this is not like a very expensive type of franchise. If you compare your particular franchise investment compare with others, I mean, this is not a huge amount, and I like the fact that you can really have capital, have the return on investment pretty quick. Let me see what else you want to add about your brand. What really makes you unique? Because I feel like the handyman or the home improvement industry, it is very competitive. I mean, so many people. First of all, your bigger competitors are individuals, people. A lot of people do a lot of the repairs. I mean, they think that they know what they're doing, like me, until they damaged the part. That's what happened. That's exactly what I did, Brad. I tried to fix what was that? One of the toilet. Um, Something happened with one of the, what was that? I was replacing, yeah, when you flush the toilet. So this is something simple. I think that I can fix. And I started playing with it and try to by fixing it, I guess I put too much force on the connection that of the water that I literally broke the pipe, the
Oh,
actual pipe of water. There was water all over the house. So I have to go out, call somebody to come right away and try to fix the pipe, because it was like a copper pipe that if you try to, you know, uh, if you put too much pressure, it can break, as you know.
yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of different styles of things out there. There's a lot of things that can go wrong if you do not know what you're doing or if you don't have the right tools to do what you're doing. So, absolutely, we'd love to have you as a client. We'll take good care of you. uh, but I think what really makes us as a brand and what makes us our secret sauce and why we have been so successful is first up that we've recognized we are seeking a unique part of the home service projects. We are looking for those $1,500 to $3,000 little jobs. So we're bigger than a handyman and we're not remodeling the whole house. So that's one of our secret sauce. The competition in that gap is not as large. There's a lot of guys chasing $100 for an hour and fix the toilet real fast and do that all day long. We're more be there all day for a couple of days. So part of our secret sauce is recognize the most profitable portion of the industry. Part of our secret sauce is how we train our franchises to use those tools to really streamline the efficiency. Small example, I don't want this to be too public. A lot of contractors go to the store first thing in the morning, pick up the materials for the day. By the time they get to the job, they've already lost an hour. We don't go about it that way. We go about it in a very effective, efficient purchasing of multiple jobs and having them ready before we ever get to that home. So super efficient about what we do. That's probably one of our bigger secret sauce. And for whatever reason, part of our secret sauce is we understand marketing. We know how to engage someone and leads for our franchises. They have more than they can possibly do. So that is part of our secret sauce as well. There's abundance of work.
Fantastic. We have to wrap it up. We're running out of time. But before we finish, I want to give. I want to thank Barry Nepper, who is our friend. I guess you and I connected through Barry Nepper. He's also
Great guy.
CFO, CPA for many, many, many years. A lot of franchising expertise on Barry, and he has a lot of good contacts. So I'm glad that Barry connect us. And I'm glad that you are accepting my invitation to be on the podcast. Okay. If people are interested in buying your franchise, which way they can contact you? I mean, what is the best way?
Multiple ways. Come to our website. There's a request information at yourhoneydew.com. You are more than welcome to email me, Brad at yourhoneydew.com. You are also welcome to give us a ring. Our phone number is 276 Honeydew or 276-466-3936. So whatever is easiest for you. We're happy to share all of our information. Very transparent industry of being in franchise. Another thing I like about franchising. Love to meet you. If you're a good fit, we'll walk through the process and see if it works out.
Well, I really, really want to thank you, Brad, for participating, joining our Mr. Franquicias podcast. And I hope that all of you that are listening, just if you have any questions, any doubt, just follow through, just call the number and or visit the website if you have a chance. And I'm sure that they'll be able to answer any additional questions that you might have or that we were not able to cover in the podcast today. So, any final thought, Brad? Because we need to wrap it up now.
Awesome. I just want to thank you so much for getting to meet you and join you and just talk about the world of franchising. It's an exciting world that we're living in. Great times. Thank you for introducing me to the Latino community. I think it's a great fit for those of us that enjoy building stuff and meeting people. So thank you so much for letting share our story and great making a friend.
Definitely, definitely. So, I'll thank you once again. And guys, this is all for today. I hope that you enjoyed this presentation, and we'll meet again soon because I'm getting a lot of requests of a lot of different people that want to participate, and we will continue bringing you the best of the best in the franchising world. Así que nuestra gente latina, gracias a todos por participar y conectarse, manténganse informados y sáquenle máximo provecho a lo que es el mundo maravilloso de las franquicias. Estamos presentándole muchos buenos proyectos con muchas buenas intenciones que pueden ayudarlo a invertir, ser su propio jefe, tener su propio negocio, poder seguir creciendo, echando hacia adelante, que es el interés número uno, el cual es un interés genuino que tenemos para ayudar a nuestra gente latina. Thank you very much. That's all for today. Until next time. Hasta luego. Muchas gracias por escuchar nuestro podcast. Esperamos que la información haya sido de su agrado. Manténgase en sintonía, síganos en todas las plataformas de social media y visite nuestra página en el internet www.misterfranquicias.com. Hasta la próxima.